Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy New Year. And I want to give a couple thoughts on everyone who's kicking off the new year with these New Year challenges or some sort of healthier lifestyle choice they want to try out in 2024. So I'll give you my thoughts on a couple of these and some things to keep an eye out for. So here we go. You don't need to wait an entire new year to start a change in your lifestyle. So if you're seeing this on January 7th or February 17th or whatever, you can make a change right now. You can start off. Maybe you go for a 1 mile walk if you're currently not walking at all. Maybe you start making a healthier meal option once per day. Maybe you're stop drinking 4 regular pops per day and you trim it down to 3, whatever. So you don't have to wait for some sort of social construct from the calendar. All right, your body doesn't know the difference between any of that stuff. The sooner you can start, the better. But for those of you who have kicked off the new year into some sort of challenge, let me offer you a few pieces of advice, because I've been doing this for a while, and every year I see people who go hard in the paint the first couple months of the year, and then they fall off the wagon, and then they have a nasty rebound effect where they gain more than they did. They gain more weight after the challenge for a couple reasons, but and then they're probably behind the 8 ball come the next year. So I see this year in, year out. It's very consistent. So let me offer you some tips so that you'll stay away from those traps, and at least you know what to look out for. So first and foremost is, let's look at what is a single variable that you want to change. Okay, with a lot of these programs and challenges and things of that nature, they have people changing 5 to 10 variables all at once, and that's a lot of change, right? You have people who go from being 50 pounds overweight, and you're trying to ask them to make extreme dietary changes, to begin exercising. Don't forget the cold water plunges, the saunas. Oh yeah, you got to buy the supplements, you got to buy the pre-made meals, you have to sleep perfectly, your supplementation has to be perfect. Like, there's somewhere 5 to 8, what I had to list off, 8 things there, just off the top of my mind, about all of those changes. So that's a lot, especially when you have people who were doing nothing to now you're trying to ask them to drop 25, 50, 75 pounds in whatever short amount of time. And that's just not, if it's done, it's not done in a healthy way, and it's not sustainable. So I would pick one variable and then work on mastering that over the next 30, 60, 90 days, and then see, and it should be sustainable past the challenge time frame. Okay, so if it's exercise 3 times a week at 20 minutes, that's something that's reasonable, right? That you can begin implementing into your life. And then once that becomes second nature, now we can add a second thing into the next 30, 60, 90 days, which would be some nutrition adjustments. And then once that's sustainable, maybe another nutrition tweak. It's all about these small compound wins over time that are sustainable after the challenge period. Okay, because what the problem is these challenges ask for extreme shifts in behavior, and they're not sustainable, and they're not very healthy, and they're highly restrictive. Okay, so whether you're doing keto, carnivore, whatever, all of these things are restricting calories in a significant way. So of course you're going to lose weight if you're restricting calories to that extreme. And they have a way of demonizing specific macronutrients. So macronutrients are going to be anything that provide calories. So there are 4 things that provide 4 macronutrients: carbohydrate, protein, fat, and alcohol. Okay, so we have carbohydrate, protein are both providing 4 calories per gram. Fat is 9 calories per gram, and alcohol is 7 calories per gram. And we should be limiting our alcohol intake anyway, but nonetheless, these challenges ask for extreme shifts in behavior. So if you take somebody who's consuming 5 pops per day, or Coke or wherever you're from in the country, right? Or soda. If it's saying, hey, you're currently drinking 5, I need you to drink 0, well, that's a pretty significant shift in someone's behavior modification. So maybe it's say, hey, instead of 5, could you do 4? And then once 4 is doable, can you do 3? Can you do 2? That may not seem like much, but that's over time going to be more sustainable than someone going from 5 down to 0. Okay, because what will happen is when these challenges end, you have somebody who can suck it up and deal with the suck for a period of time, but then they go hog wild nuts after the challenge period has ended. So then they rebound and they go hard in the paint and they gain a whole bunch of weight back. And now they're back to where they started, if not further behind the 8 ball, because they've probably picked up a few extra pounds along the way during that rebound phase. So my suggestion to you is don't be too hard on yourself and don't demand too much of yourself with these challenges or dietary shifts you're trying to make. I would look at make one nutritional shift or change if you can, then look at one exercise shift that you can make, and make them small. Make them the smallest, easiest changes possible, and that will, I promise you, over time, with the compounding nature of those things that are sustainable, they will yield better results than these short-term extreme bursts. Okay, so what I look at is the 90% rule. So if you're trying to follow a challenge or some sort of dietary or exercise challenge right now, look at a 90% compliance rate. So if you're hitting 90% of whatever it is you're working towards, you're probably in a good spot. A lot of people, they begin missing, they'll say, I missed Monday this week and last week and next week. Well, if it's only a 30-day deal or a 60-day deal and you've missed every Monday, that math adds up pretty quick, and now you're well out of that 90% wheelhouse, right? Whereas maybe you miss a day every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. We're still within that 90% compliance rate. So because I promise you, life's going to happen, stuff comes up, there's emergencies, there's sicknesses, illnesses, stuff like that. When something happens and you miss a session or miss a meal or whatever, don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard on yourself. That's just part of it. So you're going to do your best to maintain above that 90%, but when you miss a day or a session or a meal, whatever, don't be too hard on yourself. Move forward. Don't miss twice. Okay. The next thing I'll talk about with the challenges is going to be then what? Okay. So what this means is, yeah, you're trying to keep up with these challenges, but what happens when the challenge ends? Then what? Okay, then what are you going to do? What's the next step? Is there an evolution of this? Is there a second step? Or is once it's over, it's over? Or how are you going to be accountable? Who are you going to be accountable to? How are you going to sustain this past the challenge phase? So something to think about before you just arbitrarily hop into a challenge because one of your buddies is doing it. And again, just to reiterate, these challenges work because of a couple psychological factors. They work because they're highly restrictive in terms of, if you think of, well, I'm currently doing 100 things, but within the constraints of this challenge, I can only do 25 things. And those 25 things or whatever, yeah, they're pretty healthy choices and things that you should be doing, but not everybody is doing them. So of course, by naturally trimming off the 75 things you shouldn't be doing, you're restricting a lot, but making that extreme of a shift is very challenging, okay? So the highly restrictive nature of challenges or dietary shifts, when we're going from, hey, I'm currently eating like shit, not getting enough protein, to now I'm going to switch exclusively to keto. Well, yeah, you've cut out a bunch of carbohydrates. Obviously, those carbohydrates hold a bunch of water. So when I dump all that water off, I'm going to shed a lot of weight and water weight along with that. And if I'm going true keto, then that's restricting what foods I can eat. All right. So that's an example right there. Secondly, is going to be these things work because of social pressures. So I'll see this every single year where people will go out and early in January, they'll talk about the shifts that they're going to make and the changes they're going to make, and they will announce it on social media, or they'll tell a whole bunch of family and friends about what they're going to do. And they put a little bit of pressure on themselves so that their adherence rate is naturally higher. So they have the restrictive nature of these challenges and dietary shifts, and they have the social pressure. So now their identity or their ego is stuck there, right? So if they don't comply or they're not successful, then they're worried about what they might look like if they don't make it. So there's some pressure there. But those are the main things that I see year in and year out with why these things happen and why they work or don't work. But just understand what you're doing. And if you have questions at any point or you need help, you can comment, or you can go to the dynamichp.net page, click the contact button, and shoot me your questions directly. And I'll be happy to hop on a phone call with you and kind of walk you through some of this stuff if you need help getting started. Anyway, have a good day. Talk to you later.